Very much, Mr. Chairman. Again, thank you, gentlemen, for being here today. And, Mr. Secretary, let me return to some of my comments in the open statement about the vacancies in the department. There are two significant issues. One is, I highlighted civilian control of the military, which you need civilians to do that, and also institutional capacity. People who've been on the job have the credibility and the legitimacy of being confirmed and are not acting. Can you tell us why we have so many unfilled positions and acting personnel? I'm speaking for the chairman, I think has done a remarkable job of getting people through when they get up here. So could you comment?
Yes, Senator. Let me first give you a rundown on the numbers. So of 60 confirmed slots, it was 58 until the NDAA was passed. We added 2 new space positions. So of 58, 39 are currently filled. We have 2 nominees waiting on the floor for a vote. We have 4 nominees in committee. We have 2 intents to nominate. We have 4 more that are right behind them. And then we have 5 more in the process. So of the balance, I think that's 6 in the balance that we have to identify positions for. Now, as you know, many of us have been in this town a long time. It becomes more challenging as you get into the 4th year of a first term in terms of finding people, and that is a challenge. And we have also have challenges with moving people through the process. These are long processes. With regard to where we are, I don't think the situation is as dire as some may think. We have very capable people in the positions. I've gotten the chance to work with them both in the current role and my previous role as Secretary of the Army. And we have very capable DoD civilians, career civilians, who also help out. At no time have I had any concerns about civilian control of the military, to be frank. I know that's part of the NDS review. When I came in my first week or 2 on the job, I instituted a number of changes where the uniform and civilian leadership works together, sits together in weekly meetings. We together review our National Defense Strategy implementation. We together review op plan implementation or development. And we have a much better integration today between civilians and military than we did, I think, 9 months ago.
In regard to the nominations that are coming up to us, I don't think I'm alone when I was surprised that Elaine McCuskey's nomination was withdrawn. From everything I've heard, she's very capable and experienced individual. In fact, that's why she was nominated in the first place. To your knowledge, can you tell us why her nomination was withdrawn?
Well, Elaine is a very capable and dedicated public servant, but the President has the right to choose his members who he's going to nominate.
So it was the presidential decision, not a recommendation by you or anyone else in the Department of Defense?
Well, it was a PPO decision at this point. I don't have any more fidelity at this juncture. Well,
again, I think one of the concerns we go back to is that your role as Secretary of Defense, you should have a critical voice in all these nominations. That goes with the territory.
Sure.
And you should have it. And if you didn't have it in this case, I think that is a problem, which I hope we can address. The other area I spoke in my opening remarks was a SOLIC position. And you realize that over several years, through several NDAAs, we've tried to build up the capacity of the SOLIC to be a secretary-like individual. And again, we have someone who's an acting position. That's been since last June when Secretary West retired. So can you promptly provide a committee with a plan for implementing, not just getting a person in place, but making that person act like a service secretary?
Yes, Senator. First of all, thanks again. I think you brought this up a month ago when we sat down together, and I was not tracking it. That's on me. I have a high regard for SOLIC. Believe it or not, I worked as an IMA reservist in SOLIC many, many years ago. But since then, we've taken a number of actions. So we're pushing forward on the nominee. We are looking at we are going to reconsolidate SOLIC back in the Pentagon. I've tasked the SOLIC to provide a number of recommendations on Section 922 implementation. We will begin frequent meetings between the SOLIC and myself and/or the deputy on a routine basis. So we're, and then also committed to recruiting and retaining more talent in SOLIC. So I think we're taking a number of steps to integrate SOLIC and to achieve what was in law that you talked about.
Thank you.
And I look forward to updating you on this as we go forward.
Thank you. Just a different topic here, but due to exceptional staff work on both the majority and minority side, we discovered about 2 years ago that many of our allies were not paying for fuel, the Saudis and Emiratis, for example. It was about a $300 million bill. The Emiratis, when confronted with it, paid up. The Saudis are still paying. But just today, the GAO has released a report indicating that the department has failed to secure reimbursement for more than $1 billion worth of support to other nations. I have no time left, but can you briefly, very briefly, comment and also indicate what you're going to do to collect the money, basically?
Yes, sir. I've tried to track that number down. I can't find the billion-dollar number. I am tracking that with regard to payments. They are caught up at this time. They've reimbursed us for approximately $113 million. There is still approximately $38 million outstanding in flying costs. But I want to pull the thread a little bit more on that billion-dollar number to make sure I'm not missing something, and that GAO report is helpful.
Thank you.